Natasha, my friend, how are you?
I'm awesome. How are you doing?
We're live on LinkedIn
I
and
love it.
Facebook. I'm
Wow.
not sure. I'm not sure if we're live on Instagram, but we're definitely live on LinkedIn and Facebook. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing wonderful, doing really awesome.
Thanks for joining us. So I've been doing market update Mondays every month
Mhm.
for the last 6 months. And I decided to switch it up this month because, as you know, we have a big event coming in April, which you're a part of,
Yes.
which we'll talk about. So
Hmm.
for the next 6 weeks leading up to the event, I'm doing something called Women Investors
Oh, I
Wednesdays.
love it. I love
And
it.
you're my first guest.
No. Oh, fantastic.
Fantastic.
Okay. So we're going to launch this thing. I love it.
We are. You're the first guest on this new episode series that we're going to lead right into. So let's just talk about it now, the Women's Investor Summit, April 21st and 22nd, where women like Natasha, my friend here, we will be getting together and talking about how we invest, how we got into investing, how we overcame some of the fears.
Mm.
So I'm going to just do, so we're going to do this at the summit. We're going to do a deeper dive in the interview, but we're just going to do like a sneak peek tonight. Are you with me on that?
Let's do it. Let's
Okay.
do it.
So before we get into the investing part, tell the audience about you. Give me the 10 sentence, where'd you come from? Because you had this other life before you had the investor life.
Yeah. Well, I started my career as a CPA. So I started in accounting, and I was lucky enough to have been put in the tax real estate department. I didn't know I loved real estate, and I ended up there and just really enjoyed all the planning and what have you. I then from there went to work for a developer, shopping center owner, and 20 years later, I realized it was time for me to invest on my own and start my own firm. And here we are now. That's like the really short version. We can get into it in the summit a little more.
Oh, so when you were at with the shopping center developer, tell us some of the jobs you had there.
Okay, well, I started with them as their controller, and throughout my career, I ended my time with them as the president of the company. So I was responsible for property management, operations, accounting, and pretty much, ran the organization. So I learned it was an incredible experience, and I got a lot of experience not only in shopping centers but also residential as well.
So they
So
had
that
they had residential too.
condo management condo management was a part of it, and some of it they began their venture in residential, so we dabbled in that. So I got the ability to do both.
So when you decided I'm going to go do my own thing, how scared were you, or you weren't scared at all?
Oh my gosh, Beth, I'm scared every day. I just keep it in the back seat of the car. The scared, I don't know, does the scared even go away, really? I mean, you just do it. You sign a contract, you're scared. You lose a tenant, you're scared. But you just go, and things work themselves out if you're focused. So
Yeah. Well, and if
just
yeah, I'm getting ready to hopefully sign a contract this week on a big deal. And last week I was in a funk, and I was in a funk because I had fear. That
yes,
the little insecurity bugs, like, just
yes,
pop in, and how I'm overcoming that is just by doing my homework, right? The more homework you do,
right.
the more evidence you have to support your instincts. Like, instincts are good, but when you're dealing with a lender or you're dealing with people that want to invest with you, you better have the right facts to support the instincts, right?
There's no question. And so what I end up doing when fear hits me is I keep going back to my spreadsheets. Is this right? Is this right? Oh my gosh. And then I'm like, what am I doing? It's good. And then kind of recenter and know, I know everything is how it should be, and just move forward.
So you are an investor in multifamily.
Yes, my focus is multifamily.
So how did you make the jump from shopping center developer where you were there 20 years to multifamily? How did that happen?
So what I did first is I renovated a house that I was going to take some time off. And I said, you know what? I'm going to take some time off. I'm going to renovate a house. And when I finished and I put those tenants into that home, the feeling that I got was just incredible. Like, it just felt right to me. It felt just different than when I was in the shopping center business. So I said, you know what? I'm going to explore this, continue exploring it. And then that's when I bought my first 8-unit building. And I'm not looking back. I mean, I love multifamily, love it. And so I focus on.
How did you find the 8 units?
Networking and relationships. So the first thing that I did was I didn't have many friends or relationships in the multifamily side, and I just started letting everybody know that's what I wanted to do. And I started building relationships with brokers. I would go visit their properties. They would start understanding that I was a serious buyer, that I understood the process, and just building confidence. And I got a call. I have this deal. Do you want to see it? And I said yes. And then I said yes. And then it's an amazing little property that I love. And it's doing amazing.
Wow, that's great.
I just kept doing that. I've just kept doing that.
Wow. We have a question just popped up. I don't know. So whoever you are, LinkedIn user, tell us who you are, because I would love to know, unless you want to stay anonymous. So here's a question. What are the top 3 traits that we both look for when partnering with one, another investor, 2, a lender, or 3, a broker? So we can both answer that. So for me, when I'm partnering with an investor, I have about 40 investors, I think. I'm going to count that before the summit so I can actually say the right number. But I want an investor that, oh, hey, Nikki. So I want an investor that doesn't bug me and trusts me. Like, if, I want you to do your due diligence. If you like the deal I'm buying and you want to be my partner, great. I'm going to give you a quarterly report, and I need you to trust me or don't get in the deal with me, type of thing. Do you know? So like, of my 40 investors, I have all but 1 that fills that category. They don't bother me. They are happy when they get their reports, and they're limited partners. They're supposed to be passive. They're not supposed to be calling me every, minute of every day about little things, right? So, I mean, for me, that's the best investor. As long as I'm doing my job, I'm improving the asset value, they're getting a distribution, and I'm communicating that with them on a regular basis, I would like them to be passive. So what about you with lenders or brokers?
So with lenders, I believe that you can tell when you start speaking with a lender, you can see if they're willing to work with you or not. Meaning sometimes there's, hair on deals where the deal's a great deal, but there's just one little thing that doesn't fit their criteria. There are many lenders out there that are really willing to work with you. And if they're too straight, and not straight, that's not the right word, but if they're too rigid, then you want to kind of evaluate that, because you need a partner in a lender. So what's interesting, well, the question said it, when you're partnering, the lender's your partner too, because something can go south, and that doesn't mean that the loan is going to go bad. That just means that you got to get creative so that you can make it work. And so that's where I think, in reference to lending, and also building relationships. Back to what we were talking about before with the brokers, build relationships with lenders and ask questions and know what kind of asset type they're comfortable with,
comfortable.
because that makes a big difference.
Well, yeah. So, I'm doing this deal that you are, I've shared with you about, and you said, hey, I've got these two lenders. One person you said, actually, she's speaking at the conference, right?
Mhm.
And you said, I think that her retail is probably full up, and absolutely. And you said, but call her anyway. So I called her, Sarah, and
Yeah.
she right away, she said, I'm full on retail. Love to help you, but I can't, which is great. I don't want to be sending her all the documents and answering all of her questions if it's not possible, right? So
Mhm.
I appreciate a quick no than a long maybe. And then you introduced me to someone else who we spoke to, and he was so, we are having the Women's Investment Summit, and I would love to work with as many women as possible. But this particular person said,
Mhm.
I'm not going to lose this deal. I wanted this deal.
Right.
Well, that's music to my ears as a borrower, right? Because
Yeah.
he says, I'm going to figure out a way to make this deal. So that gives you
Exactly.
when the lender says that, right?
Yes.
Have you ever used a mortgage broker? Nikki, who was asking the question, is a mortgage broker. Have you ever used a mortgage broker?
I've used a mortgage broker one time, and it was for a Fannie loan. Fannie Mae loan.
Yeah.
So only once.
Yeah, in this deal that I'm working on, it's going to be a very aggressive deal, high price, super fabulous market. Every lender I speak to is like, oh my gosh, we're getting a deal in that market. So everyone's very excited, but it's a very thin deal. So, and what you said is so important is to ask questions, because two of the lenders have talked to me about earnouts. I didn't know what an earnout was. And you can't be afraid to say, what's an earnout? Like, I had an idea what it was, but there were questions that I had to ask about that. Like, well, does it mean this? What is it? So I think it's so important when you're investing to not be there's so many different fears, right? Fear of taking action, fear of looking stupid, fear of not understanding. Right. There's not just one fear.
We can go on and on. Yes.
Right. But in this case, I had to not be afraid to not look like I knew what I was talking about, to say to the lender, can you explain I think I know what an earnout is, but just explain it to me. And then they did. And then I had more questions about it. But I think that it's so important in investing to ask to be able to say to the expert, what does that mean?
You don't need to know
everything.
everything.
Do that. People don't do that. They just
and then you leave the room not knowing.
Right.
Not knowing what they meant, and not knowing if maybe that lender wasn't the right lender for you based on the answers to the questions.
And sometimes, about 3 months ago, I was looking at buying this other deal, the strip center. And I called this lender. I don't know if I told you the story. So I called this lender. Someone said, call this lender because they're very aggressive. Actually, the person said, call this lender because they're doing 2% teaser rates for the first year.
Okay.
I'm like, okay.
I'll call that lender.
I'm calling that lender, right? Because for everyone listening, the rates now are, in the high threes, but, with the rate, the Fed just raised the rates today. So we're probably looking at fours going forward, but depending on the asset class. So I call this guy, and we didn't know each other, and he wasn't familiar with retail. So he had no idea who I was. Not that everyone knows who I am, but, some of the lenders I'm speaking to now, they had heard of me from Terra Nova or whatever. So that's helpful when you start out, that, maybe, they know something about your portfolio or whatever. So this guy was just like, and this is what he said to me. So there's a Publix in the center. I go, no. He goes, there's not a Publix. I said, no. He goes, well, what supermarket's in the center? I go, there isn't a supermarket. He goes, this is what he said. Why would you buy a shopping center without a supermarket? And I said, it doesn't sound like you do much retail lending.
Right.
And he goes, no, I go, what was the deal with the teaser rate? He goes, and then he goes, oh, that's for industrial and multifamily. So I need to send you his name and number.
Yes, yes, you do.
I'm like, I go, this is not multifamily or industrial. So,
Well, that
so
goes
then,
to something we talked about, which was know what asset class they like.
so exactly. So, but I didn't know. And the person said, call this lender, they're giving. And then it turns out that the guy who told me to call him is a multifamily guy. So fine. So guess what happens? 2 weeks later, the guy calls me back and he goes, I did some homework. Do you still need a loan?
Yeah.
I said, no.
Yeah. It
But
would have been, who knows?
You just, so it's okay. It's okay. But I would tell you that it did make, I was confident enough to know with that conversation that this guy's not going to be my lender. The hurdles that he in his mind had, he literally said, why would you be buying a shopping center without a grocer? I don't know. I own 6 centers, 5 don't have grocers. They're doing pretty good.
And that would have permeated through the whole deal.
Right.
Yes.
Versus the guy who says, oh my gosh, that submarket, we have a branch in that submarket. How did you get that deal? We're not losing this deal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, awesome. So, creativity. How important is creativity in investing?
Oh, wow. Extremely creative, because there's a lot of different ways to get to the results that you need to get to, and from all aspects, on how the returns are, the dividend or the distributions are done, how the lending is done, all of it, even how you buy the property. I mean, there's so much, even how you position the tenants, especially, I mean, that's your specialty. All of it is extremely, and to be able to think outside the box. The idea is everything is not, you read stories and you say, okay, let me follow this map. No, you use it as a guideline, but you always have to think outside the box. What else can I do? How else can I lease this? How else can I attract a tenant? All of it.
Now the deal that you were working on recently, where are you at with that?
Well, the deal that I'm working on recently, I am under contract. We are under contract and hopefully closing in April. So we will see.
Before the summit?
It'll be done before the summit. So I'll have the big reveal of my experience at the summit, because it's been a story. I haven't much of it with you, but wait till you hear. That's a lot of funky, not funky, but like a combination of a lot of things. Talk about being creative. That's going to be a fun story.
Oh, I'm excited. That's great. Yeah, I don't want to know anything until it's closed, and then we'll just share this story with the group.
Exactly. I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, we have you're representing multifamily. Janet Pappas has townhomes or coach homes in Wichita, Kansas.
Single family homes.
Yeah, coach homes, like they're attached and duplexes and all. She amassed like 42 of them.
Yeah.
She did tax, like courthouse step fit. I mean, like,
she's impressive. She's impressive.
The amount of ways you can invest, right? And then we have Tracy Prigmore, who has bought 2 hotels. We have Unique, who is, how would you love a name like Unique? That's her name, Unique. That's Unique. She does fix and flips.
Oh, okay.
Which you'll love, because that was your first deal, right?
I love that.
But you didn't flip it.
No, I kept it. I still have it.
Yeah. And then we have, who else do we have? We have a lender panel, because last year we did this. Last year we had the virtual summit, and everyone, all the testimonials afterwards, the reviews were awesome, but everyone said, we want to talk to people about lending. We want the lenders to talk. So we have your friend Sarah. We have someone from Principal Mutual Life. And then we have a mortgage broker, Mackenzie Fry from CB. So it's going to be great to hear their perspectives, all women. We do have a surprise speaker, which is going to be fun. And then our keynote speaker during lunch, I'm super excited. Her TikTok name is the Duchess of Decorum.
Ooh.
And she is a SBA lender, but she is amazing. And she's going to talk about getting the F word out of your life.
We need that.
And it's not the F word everyone thinks. It's the F word we've been talking about.
Yes.
So I'm just so excited. And, you know, I keep getting these texts from guys. That's not fair. I'm like, you can come. Guys can come.
Yeah, they can learn from us. Absolutely.
Exactly. We're not prejudiced, you know, and I mean, we've got some great sponsors. My land use council is sponsoring, my contracts attorney is sponsoring, my insurance company is sponsoring, all the people I pay money to. But I said, how would you like to be in a room with 100 women who want to invest in commercial real estate? And they're like, go there.
Yes. Yes. It's going to be so exciting. It's going to be fantastic because you get to hear about all the other areas that you don't necessarily invest in, but you might invest passively. You don't, because I don't do shopping centers.
The next time you buy a deal, you better include me. I want to put some money in.
Right. Yes. And I'm going to be in your next deal. You got that. Exactly.
Exactly. And that's the whole point also is 100 women in a room. We all need to be investing together.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I feel so strongly about that. And I know that's one of your big missions. And I feel extremely strongly about that. And even if you're not in real estate, women need to invest in real estate. They can invest passively. Like the little joke that I say, since I'm in multifamily, is like, you can invest and you don't have to go to Home Depot. We handle the Home Depot. You invest and just make the returns.
Exactly. I mean, yeah, I have my ex-husband's niece who has invested in, I think, done some fix and flips, her and her husband. Now they're being a sushi sake franchisee. I just texted her. I said, you need to come to the summit. The place where I go get my nails done, they have like 7 nail salons. Now they're opening restaurants. So every time I'm in there, she's talking to me about, you know, how do you partner and this. So I just texted her. I said, you need to come to the summit. We were focused on sending the summit information to the people I know in real estate. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. There's people that are interested in investing in real estate that aren't in real estate.
Exactly. I'm so glad that happened because it's so true. And then they get comfortable with the different asset classes and then they start learning which area they like. And then there'll be plenty of us there that they can invest with.
And you know, I posted this. I don't know if you saw this. Did you see how many millions of dollars the women from the last year's summit have invested in the last 12 months?
No, I didn't see that. Are you going to tell us?
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Over $50 million.
Wow.
So my goal this year is 100 million.
I love it. Okay. Why not? That's the question. Why not?
Well, and the theme of the event is, if we can do it, so can you.
That's right.
Right?
100%.
Well, I am so excited that you were my first guest.
Me too. I'm so honored to be here with you, Beth. This is awesome.
And we have Gabe Gonzalez to thank that we met each other, right?
That's right. We do. Well, remember, I knew you a long time ago.
but reintroduced us.
We reconnected because of, we can thank Gabe for that. There's no question. When I told him my story, he's like, oh no, wait a minute. He started texting. He's amazing.
He is. So, all right. So we've got, so April 21st and 22nd. If you guys have, if you're interested, check out the link on my website, bethazor.com. We would love to see you, right, Natasha?
Oh my gosh, would love to. Would love to see you, meet you, answer any questions you may have.
And
We're
invest
going
with
to have
you.
roundtables, so they have opportunity to.
Yes, thank you for reminding me that. Yes.
Yes.
So what we're so how the 2 days is set up is we have interviews throughout the day. We have the keynote speaker who will get the F word out of our lives. And then after we do all of the fireside chat interviews, similar to what I'm doing now with all of the different people in the asset classes, then all the speakers will be at a roundtable. So if you're interested in investing in multifamily, you can go sit at Natasha's roundtable. If you're interested in retail, you sit at whoever's my roundtable, someone's roundtable, hotels, etc. Then that night, the ladies who sign up for VIP, we have a VIP cocktail party and light dinner. And then the next day, the VIPs, 50 of us, are getting on a bus and we're driving around my 6 assets. And I'll be handing you guys a book that talks about why I picked the asset, what it looked like when I bought it, what it looks like now, how did I raise family and friends, how did I get the loan? And, every one of those properties has a million stories that go with it. So we'll have fun on the bus.
Yes.
And actually, it's so funny. I was telling you before we went live, the VIPs almost sold out. We actually sold out the first bus. And then I didn't want 2 buses because I want to be on the bus with all the people. So what Josie did is she found a bigger bus and we upped it. So now there's like 10 spots left on the bigger bus. So.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
Once that's sold out, we're done.
Go get your ticket.
All right, my love.
Get on that bus.
I will talk to you. Don't miss the bus. I'll talk to you soon, Natasha. Thanks for doing this. Good luck on your deal. I can't wait to hear about it and have you tell all of the ladies in the audience the twists and turns. And then hopefully, mine won't be closed. So if I don't sign the contract until Monday, I have 30 days due diligence and a 15-day close. So mine won't be closed, but I'll be in the thick of it.
You will be. Oh my gosh. It's so much exciting stuff we're going to be talking about. I love it.
All right, my dear.
Mwah. Mwah. Thanks for having me. See you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.